If you don't want to lose the engine of your Golf GTI, your Audi A3, or any other third generation EA888 model, you have to watch this video. It's very important, and it's a very cheap part to change, a part that's not expensive, and it's important. I don't know if you've heard of it, but there's the chain tensioner. The tensioner is this little piece here. It's from the INA brand. I'm going to tell you several things. I'm going to show you this piece and several things that you should pay attention to even when changing. This here is the chain tensioner. I'm going to show it to you more closely. What happens to it? I'm going to show it here up close for you so you can see it. And I'm also going to tell you what the code of the piece is. This tip here, it keeps pushing the chain of the car, of the engine, to keep it tensioned. A lot of people have doubts about how you see it, how you know if it's time to change it or not. So you're seeing that inside here it has a lot of little teeth. A lot of people aren't sure when is the right time to change it. So if you look here, it has this tooth, this mark here, where a clamp comes in that locks this piece in place when it's new. When you remove this clamp, there's a spring inside that pushes this out to keep it tensioned. What happens? It's usually recommended to change this piece when it's on its 5th or 6th tooth. It has 7 teeth, so ideally you should always change it when it's on the 5th or the 6th. Many people wonder how you're going to count the teeth because most people think you count the teeth here at the end. But actually you count here, referring to this hollow part. It has a little hollow part here and you're going to count exactly. So right now it's on the 1st tooth. If we pull it further forward, I'm going to pull it right here. It has this little spring that prevents it from going back. So for example here, if you look at it, we have 1 tooth, 2 teeth, and here it would be on the 3rd one. So 1, 2, 3, always based on this mark on top here. The part code is this code that you're seeing in the picture, so if you want, you can pause it. One of the important things about this part is that there is a model of this part with the code IT, which is Italian manufacturing, and it has the code MX, which is Mexican manufacturing. I recommend that you change it and look for the Italian model, not the Mexican model. The Mexican model also works, but I prefer the Italian part over the Mexican one. And remember, when it gets to the last tooth, what happens when it gets to the end, the last tooth, is that it can detach from here and come out of here. And then the big problem you'll have is that you're going to lose your car's engine. So it's going to lose the engine in your car and you're going to have a big problem right there in the engine of your car. So the best thing to do, in my opinion, is to change it. The recommended time to replace this part is about 4 years or 70,000 miles. But listen, my car doesn't have 70,000 miles on it yet, but it's been 4 years. Should I change it? No. Alright, here's a piece. Here's a piece I recommend that you guys do what? That you always do an evaluation, okay? So after 4 years, take it to a repair shop and ask to see how many teeth have already popped off of this part. Oh, it's on the 3rd tooth, you don't need to change it. It's on the 4th tooth, you don't need to change it. You're on the 5th or 6th tooth, change it, okay? Don't ignore it. It's not an expensive part, it's cheap, and you can find it for sale in many places. It's a part that you're going to have very low cost for relative to the problem that it could cause in your car. The official original factory brand of this part is INA, okay? Which is the brand that makes and supplies it to Volkswagen and Audi. Now, something else you're going to wonder about is why do these teeth pop off, right? Why does the number of teeth increase? Because it's being pushed here, there's the engine chain on the side, and the chain is made of metal. But just because the chain is made of metal doesn't mean that it doesn't stretch, okay? So what happens? The metal expands, heats up, and cools. And also with that pressure, pushing it back, pushing the chain here. It happens as the engine rotates at high revolutions for many, many years. This chain will stretch, and as it stretches and loosens, this will push the chain so that it's always taut. If this pops off, you're going to lose big. You could lose the engine in your car. So I recommend you take it to the shop and take a look while the teeth are still in place. Remember, you'll always see the marking here in this part that I showed you. And here I have the spring in this spring here. Right, the spring goes in here. Let me show it to you up close. Here it is. So when you pull it out, it comes out in one piece, right? And here it goes, this spring. This is the spring that'll push this whole assembly out, right? It'll always keep it tensioned. I need something to push it back there, creating this pressure, this way to keep it in place. The chain is always under pressure, guys. So for those in doubt, here's the part code for you to be able to buy. I recommend that you always give it a look. We've seen cars with 140,000 kilometers that didn't need a change. We've seen cars with 90,000 that already needed a change, and there's not an exact rule, okay? So it varies a lot. It could be that your car has 80,000 kilometers and you have to change it. It could be that your car has 140,000 kilometers and you don't have to change it, so there isn't an exact rule here. What's important is that you check, okay? So always go there, take it to your trusted workshop, give it a look, see if it's time to change or not. We recommend it here, and I do all the maintenance on my car at the GT2 Car Service Workshop, which is a workshop of a friend of mine authorized. The boxing quality is high, including that they only use original boxing parts. Okay, they are a benchmark for boxing at this authorized workshop associated with boxing, and keep in mind that many parts Audis are from Audi Volkswagens, right? Which are placed in the 0-kilometer car. They are from the Boxe brand. For example, this part here, it's manufactured by INA and placed in the 0-kilometer cars. The injector nozzles of the Audi, the Golf, the Jetta, the Tiguan, the EA888 third generation, all of them come out of a Box brand workshop. So there you'll have original Box parts and with great quality with a warranty from Box. So I recommend it. I'll leave it down here for you, right? The phone number and the website of this workshop that's here in Sao Paulo from Boxe Car Service for you who are interested in doing maintenance on your car there, or even, right, take a look to see if you've already reached the point of changing it or not. And when you change this part here, it's recommended that you also change the chain. Remember that this part only skips the teeth because the chain has stretched. So as the chain stretches, these teeth will jump. So when you change the part, yes, it is mandatory to change the car's chain. Otherwise, it won't do any good. You'll get a brand new part of this one. This new piece goes into the car as the chain is stretched. It is larger than the normal size. You'll insert a new piece and it's going to skip several teeth at once. Then if you change to a new chain and this new piece, it will only skip to the first tooth, which is the initial tooth of this piece. Hope I was helpful. If there are any doubts, comment below. And of course, if this video helped you, leave a like. And of course, subscribe to the channel because we'll have a lot of content here also discussing maintenance of the car line and the 888 Generation 3 engine of this car line. And of course, if you can, comment down below. Did you already know you had to change this tensioner? Has someone already told you? Has some workshop mentioned it to you? If they haven't mentioned it, comment down here. And of course, if you have already seen it and already changed it, comment down here also for us. So we have a metric there of years and also mileage when you change this piece. Okay, so if you have changed it, comment down here mileage and time for us to know. And we can set up a metric here of the subscribers of the people who have these cars, roughly when they did the exchange. Hope I was helpful again. Hugs to everyone. Bye-bye.